All right, here we go one more time. My name is David. This is my brother Ray, and we are.
Preachers from the bleachers.
That's right. Happy Hoopmas to all. Happy Hoopmas. That is the week of NCAA tournament. My favorite time of the year. So just
More than Christmas?
More than Christmas, brother. Because
More
this
than
lasts
Christmas?
3 weeks.
Christmas lasts a month, don't it?
No, Christmas is one day.
No, man, Christmas go all the way to January 15th to Martin Luther King Day. Then we start a new holiday. Yeah.
Okay. I hadn't heard that one yet, but all right. So as usual, you can see us here on YouTube. We try to be here every week. Sometimes we miss a week here and there just because life takes over, But here on YouTube, you can watch us, or at Anchor FM, you can hear it. Anchor FM / Preachers from the Bleachers, and which propagates out to Spotify. So we're there too.
Spotify.
So as always, leave us some comments. We'd love to hear from you and talk back and talk with you and interact and all that kind of stuff, because we always got opinions on what's going on in sports. So happy to talk to you about that. So without further ado, it's tournament week, baby. I love when they do the conference tournaments, but just this first week of the NCAA tournament is always the best, man. And it's a strange year. No Duke, no Kentucky for the first time since 1976. Some other teams that are missing too. But tell me about your parlay that you had yesterday.
Man, I'm gonna do Ray's Rumination first. We way out of order, but I gotta do this first.
Get it off your chest.
I wanna send my condolences to the Smart family. The death of Shaka Smart happened yesterday, and what else can be said? He was a solid basketball coach, and we're gonna miss him. Yeah.
You want to explain death, that it's not a real death?
Oh, he dead to me. You lose to Texas, to the University of Texas. You use the Abilene Christian. You dead. Like, I don't even know why they let that man back on the damn plane. He should be in Indianapolis shoveling snow or poop or something. But he damn sure shouldn't get to come back to Austin. He a dead man. He a dead. His career dead. Now, he might not be dead personally, but his career is over. It's dead. He gonna be out there in New York coaching with Rick Pitino or something. You're gonna have to go to a little bitty itty bitty school, because obviously the big program is not for you, Shaka Smart.
Well, listen, I gotta say this. I say Duke at one point was a number 2 seed and lost to number 15 seed Lehigh with C.J. McCollum. So give the man
okay.
So, and he came back and won a national championship.
Say that again, though, brother. He lost to Lehigh, C.J. McCollum. Well, we might not have known at the time that C.J. McCollum was an NBA star or budding star or potential all-star, but we do now know it. Ain't nobody on that damn Abilene Christian team gonna make it to the pro. They not even gonna make it to the damn G League. You understand? They don't even have a dude on their squad that could play overseas, man. You got out. The part that's worse, they play like Shaka Smart VCU teams. We just gonna go hard. We gonna be scrappy. We gonna play tough. You were facing yourself and you couldn't beat yourself with better talent. We're going to miss you. That's why my eyes, I've been crying all night over you, Shaka, and your dead career. It's over. It's over.
But speak more about what that did to your parlay.
So look here. I had 2 parlays, right? We're not even going to do. I had a parlay for $15. First of all, I'm playing with house money. I'm still using money that I won. I bet $10 on some parlays in football and got like 100 or something. I'm still playing with that money. So I'm not crying I'm crying because it was my team. So I got 2 parlays. One that was $15 to win $400. Texas is on that card. I won all 9 of those games. Don't worry about that card. That card is irrelevant, because if you know the game like I do, I knew it was a good card. Like, I had a better than 50% chance of winning it. You understand the game of basketball. You understand that this is a guards game in March Madness. If you got one good card, let me rephrase. One great guard, you can be Sweet 16. One good guard, you can make an upset, right? And then throw a sprinkle in a little coaching, and this is March Madness. This is how it happens, right? So on the first card, it was a safe card. On the second card, it was $15 for $1,000. I had to take some risks. That's the difference on how you get a $15 parlay card and it'd be $400, and then another $15 parlay card and it'd be worth $1,000. You got to take some underdogs and you got to take some risk. But again,
Texas should not have been a risk.
It would be understanding and knowing the game that I do, because I'm not going to do this next weekend, right? Next weekend, it's hard to find those. Oh, this is where that's harder to find. I can find the upsets. I can find the teams that when they say, "Oh, this team gonna lose by 80," I'm like, no, right? So let me just go down my card so I can help people understand better what I'm saying. I had Florida State to win, Creighton to win, USC to win, Texas to win, Oregon to win. Those are locks. Those were good. I mean, only gamble in that was maybe Oregon, right? But then I took Iona to cover the 17. I'm killing it. Then I took Maryland to cover 3. In my heart of heart, I knew Maryland was going to win this game. So winning outright works for me, which they did. I also took Texas Southern to cover 25.5, and they did. Get down to the last damn game of the night. My school. All you got to do is beat little bitty ass Abilene Chris. And this has nothing to do with the players. The players did everything, in my opinion, watching the game. They did everything they were supposed to do, everything they were trying. They could have hit more shots. Listen, Abilene Christian won a game shooting 28%.
That's horrible.
No, that's horrible. This is on the coach.
Texas only scored 52 points, man.
This is on the coach. So I'm sitting there watching your drive and kick NBA style. You don't have drive and kick NBA style players. You ain't got enough of Baylor type players on your team who could shoot jumpers. Just as a side note, Baylor might be the most blackest Duke team I ever seen. I have never seen 4, 5, 6, 7 black guys that could shoot jumpers. Like, you might see 1 or 2, but you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to be funny, but white people are very good at shooting jumpers. It is what it is. Black guys are very good at dunking. I ain't trying to be, racial or radical or nothing. I'm just calling, typically, this is what you see, right? You know what I mean? Not saying that black guys can't shoot, not saying that white guys can't dunk. What 51% of them, it's the other. Baylor got 4, 5, 6 dudes that can shoot the ball. It's crazy watching. It looked like every last one of them looked like a little itty bitty Ray Allen out there. But back to Shaka Smart. I digress. It was good knowing you. You had your opportunity. You're going to look really good coaching at UNLV next year. That's what you need. You're a stepping stone. That's what you are. You can't handle the big time. You need to go to one of them little programs that get you back to the big program. You a stepping stone coach, and you need a stepping stone program because you ain't ready. There's no way in the hell.
Shaka Smart.
Who? Dead. He already dead.
So if you think that Baylor's got guys that can shoot like Duke, then you have not been watching Duke for the last 2 years because they have not had anybody consistent.
I mean traditionally Duke. I didn't mean like Duke this year.
Or last year.
Duke team. Yeah, they can stroke it. They always got 2 or 3 guys out there that stroke it.
Not the last 2 years though, yeah.
Yeah, they out there, Baylor out there like that. Man, I
got them in the final.
I've never seen 4 to 6 black guys on one squad. They can just shoot trays like layups. They've been watching them Steph Curry videos. That's what they've been doing.
Must have. But yeah, I got Baylor and Gonzaga in the final, so we'll see how that goes. But man, it was a big couple of days of upsets, man. Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts. So Oral Roberts apparently is going to set the record for like 3-pointers in a season for any team ever. Something like that. That's what I heard. I have to look that up, make sure of that, but I heard that one of the commentators talking about it. So that's what led then the number 15 seed to beat number 2 seed Ohio State. And then Texas 14 lost to 3 in Texas and ACU. Virginia was a 13 loss to a 4 in Ohio. And then Purdue lost to UNT. Go Mean Green right here in North Texas. So, and then Tennessee lost to Oregon State. I had Tennessee going a couple rounds. So,
how the hell, man? I can't take it. How the hell is Abilene Christian, North Texas, and Baylor in the great state of Texas still in the damn tournament, and the University of Texas is at home? I'm sorry, I digress. Man, go ahead with what you're saying.
Because Texas has never been a great basketball program. They're good. They're all right, but
they ain't never been. They for the longest as I can remember, going back to the 90s, middle 90s, they've been solid. And then something happened. They got Kevin Durant, and then people, I mean, like, I'm not going to lie to you, brother. Between me and you, I feel like we are responsible, not just you and me, but people during the time that we were coaching youth basketball in Texas. I think that was the time why Texas is even, ranked in the top 10, why Baylor has become a basketball power. Because during the time that you and I were coaching youth sports, Kevin Durant was at the University of Texas. He peaked it. People said, hey, it don't have to be just about football. There's other sports we could play. So people that we were coaching back then are now, some of them are out of college. Some of them just coming into college. So it's been a basketball renaissance for the state. People just realize, you know what? You 6'6", you don't have to play no tight end. You can go in the NBA, you know what I mean? Go play college basketball. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's just a different era. I don't think it's ever going to stop now that people realize, wait, you know what? We are Texas. We do got a lot of athletes. They don't all have to play football. You know, but I just feel like something happened in the 90s after Durant came and went, or right before Durant came and went, where basketball just got extremely popular. I forgot to fail to mention Houston. Houston is still in the tournament, but Houston has more history, basketball history, than all the other schools in the great state. They have had 5 slamma jamma. See what I'm saying? But I can't think of who the guy that said, he said, if I could cut the city off in Houston, I'll be in the tournament every year. I'll be in the top 25 every year. And now that Kelvin Sampson is down there, he loving it, because even though they're a top 25 program, you don't hear about Houston nationally. He just quietly builds a top 25 program using people mostly from the great state of Texas and a lot of them from Houston. So, Houston, like I say, Houston has always been a good place to get some basketball players, but the whole state, they've been, for the most part, football crazy, but it's here to stay. But at the University of Texas, it's here to stay with a different coach.
You know what? I hate hockey. This is still basketball related, but so this is why I hate hockey, because I went to, and this is like 100% of the reason I hate hockey. This is the first week and the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament. We're here in Texas. It's a football state. We go last night to a restaurant and bar. I met Bill. You remember Bill? And we're going to watch some of the games and have some dinner. And they got the stupid Dallas Stars on the big screen right there.
Why is that, Dave?
I don't know. I can't tell you why. You tell me why.
I'm going to tell you why. Because it's the same when little black kids and 25-year-old black men watching the NBA, they say, man, that could have been me, or that's going to be me. When hockey came to Dallas, first of all, props to the Dallas Stars. They did everything they could when I was there to introduce hockey to people. They was holding,
and they were winning though.
But they also the Coyotes was winning in Phoenix. Nobody still went. See what I'm saying? When they first moved hockey to Arizona, they wasn't winning like the Stars. But My point to all of this is white people self-identify with the sport, not because they like the sport, could play the sport, or understand the sport, but they see people like them, and they don't understand that those people are not, that they're just Caucasian, that they're not American.
What's that got to do with them having it on the TV there? Because like,
no,
listen, I don't know if you know this.
Let me finish.
Wait. I don't know if you know this, but black people love Outback, and there was a whole bunch of them sitting there at the bar with us. So go ahead, finish what you're going to say, but I don't buy that argument.
I'm not going to finish.
Okay.
I don't like being interrupted. I'm not going to finish.
Well, okay, I mean either.
It's about self-identification. They like seeing something that's it's a dream, it's a fantasy.
I can see how maybe that's pertinent to you, but I have trouble buying that argument. I just do. Basketball is a much more popular sport than hockey overall between white and black people. So
we'll see when Gonzaga gets the most money bet on them probably in any other college team ever. And it'll be because people who are the majority in this country self-identify.
There's no black players on Gonzaga?
There's predominantly white, yes.
It's not because they're like the best team in the NCAA right now?
They usually hate the best team. It's the reason why.
You're talking about money. You said betting money. Money's about money. Money's not about.
I know, and people bet with their hearts, not with their heads.
Oh, people that want to make money bet with their heads.
Yeah, most people who are betting they bet. Look at the brackets. There are people that got Appalachian State in the Final Four because that's their heart.
Yeah, but okay. There's people that fill out brackets based on their heart, and they also fill one out where I think this one's going to win. This is what I want. I think they separate those brackets. Like, this is really what I hope happens, but this is my real bracket here.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I don't buy that argument. But anyway,
agreed.
that's why
you don't buy any argument. You don't buy any argument that has anything race in it. That's why I didn't finish, because it's irrelevant.
That's not true.
You'll hear any other argument and break it down, but if race is in it just a little bit, you're like, oh no, you don't cut me off unless it's race.
I mean, that's always where you go. It's race. That's why people don't like hockey. People like hockey because it's a sport, and people like sports.
Okay.
But
then I don't disagree with that either.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I don't buy it. That's why they put hockey on TV over basketball. I think it's college basketball. It wasn't the Mavericks, but they're a local team. I understand sometimes why they do it. I just think it's stupid when this is the first week of the NCAA tournament and you're like middle of the season in hockey.
What do the people want to watch? They don't want to watch the college basketball. That's just a few people in the bar. Most of the people in that bar want to watch hockey, and the reason why is because they are self-identified with the players on the team.
I don't buy that at all.
Then why do you want to ask them, Dave?
Because they like hockey, and the Stars are usually sometimes pretty good.
The reason why they like hockey,
and they're a local team,
because they self-identify. It's Texas. They don't know shit about no fucking hockey except for what the Dallas Stars has told them.
That's not true.
I said, okay, we had no ice rinks in Dallas, none, zero, zip,
until
the Stars got
that's
there.
Right.
That was. We're good, dude. You're not hearing it. You're not even looking at the real shit. You're not,
because when the Stars came, you said it yourself. You said when the Stars,
job, and I was in the middle of comparing it to the job that Phoenix didn't do, and you interrupted me. You would have saw it come together.
Because if I don't interrupt you, Ray, I never get in a word. I never get in a word if I don't.
Next topic.
You don't want to hear it either, man. It's not that. It is not that.
Don't say it's not that. Say you don't get it or you don't understand it, because it is that.
It's not that I don't understand it. I don't think it is.
Disagree. Don't say it's not that.
Yeah, you're right. 100% disagree. So to me, it's not that. It's not that at all. So anyway, lots of upsets in the NCAA tournament, which is why I love the NCAA tournament. And I can't believe we had to ask them to change it to the NCAA tournament from a stupid hockey game that's in the middle of the season. So there was my point. All right, so moving on to NFL. Deshaun Watson, man, some stuff going on there. Dude looks like he's in trouble, man. What are they going to do down there? I don't know what to think of that situation. I really don't.
When it's like 3 girls, you're like, man, these gold diggers out here trying to get this money. When it's 20 girls, we're up to 20, but only 12 are in the lawsuit. I guess because 8 of them are not credible. I don't know. But it appears to me that Deshaun like a little rub and tug, and he get a little aggressive with it. But then I find out a day later, he asking these ladies to give him a blowjob and being kind of, asshole. Yeah. I'll be following because it's juicy. You know what I mean? Like he out there asking these masseuses to give him a little rub and tug, a little lickety stickety. Well, I'm just saying, I don't give a damn if 500 masseuses come out. I still want him as my quarterback. I don't give a damn. I don't care about your personal life. Just entertain me, throw touchdowns, and win Super Bowls. What you do in your personal life is between you, your wife, if you got one, and your God. I don't give a damn.
He's not married, right?
I ain't married, but my point is, I still want him. And he got to be real cheap right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you got no personal life if it's sexual assault. So like, I don't know if he's going to get arrested or whatever. And there's a difference. I mean, there's places for a rub and tug. I mean, you can go to a rub and tug and do your thing.
I obviously don't know which ones to go to.
But that's where you can call somebody. Somebody's got a number of somebody that says, hey, send somebody over that's good for this. If you're talking about legitimate massage therapists who are licensed and through the team and through, that do sports, athletes and all that kind of stuff, then, man, that's not stuff you should be pulling with them.
Deshaun, when you get to Chicago, holla at your boy. I'm going to tell you where to get your rub tug and a little lickety, little stickety.
Okay, yeah. Keep it clean.
You ain't gonna have to worry about that, bro. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care of you. You just take care of the wide receivers and the tight ends. I got you, Deshaun. You ain't even have to, brother. Oh, and on the low, on another note, Deshaun, you call me right now. I'm gonna take care of these other 12 people for you too. You ain't gotta worry about that.
No,
just holler at your boy. We ain't gonna do nothing violent to him. I just know how to pay people off quietly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All they want is a public apology. Just come out and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was a little aggressive. I'm stressed out playing in Houston with this racist owner. That's all you got to do, man. Like, just apologize. Apologize. Because I hate to say this. I think. Don't y'all be trying to come back and sue me. I think did something. 20, 12.
Yeah.
I believe that 2 of them you did. If it had been 3 or 5, I'd have been like, yeah, I ain't do that. 20? That's a pattern of behavior. That is a trend.
Man, if he did this, I mean, it's just stupid. I mean,
it's very stupid. But Bill Roethlisberger did stupid stuff too. Did turn around and get married. You see what I'm saying? Like, you sometimes. Hey man, we humans.
What's the baseball player over here?
We all do what? Oh my God! I know he's talking about.
From Sherlock, he was in the bathroom.
And there's and the ugly girl too. It was. I'm just saying. Sometimes we forget, man. That hey, man, we all humans. All humans make mistakes. But when you are in the public eye, your mistake is magnified. So
it's just dumb, man. I mean, see, you are a $1 million athlete. You don't need to do that stuff. I mean, if that's what you want. I mean, somebody's got to. Houston has a fixer that can hook you up with that stuff. That's. I mean, you don't go to legitimate business people that are sports massage therapists licensed and do some stupid stuff like that.
The first lady was recommended to him by the Houston Texans training staff. So why would you proposition her? Because that's what it sounds like. Hey, man, an extra 50 in it if you put your tongue on it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what like, you know what I mean? Telling people, do you know who I am? That kind of thing. You know what I mean? They say you got a little aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it doesn't. Ultimately, you know, having worked in a bar, I've seen enough men aggressive verbally. Like, come on, you can, you know what I mean? Like, trying to get a girl to do something they don't want to. Oh, I thought you liked me. You know what I mean? Like, but, you know what I mean? Like, I think some of them might have actually performed those duties for the son. And that's where it just.
Well, do you think this might be like an athlete thing where athletes their whole lives go through stuff, and because they're athletes and they're stars and women throw themselves at them all the time, that they make these suggestions, and the women that are surrounding them are there for a reason, and so they go along with it. And he just kind of just extrapolated that to a massage therapist, thinking she'll do it too because all these others have.
I think is more with them, but I think this happened in everyday life. I think, especially it happens to everyday guys and everyday women. Just as an example, you know this from working in a bar. Nice girls get together, act like men. How many times your ass has been squeezed when we was working at the bar?
Not just my
typically,
ass.
You said that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm just saying. You just happen to not to be an athlete. They just not happen to be athlete or famous. You not famous. Nobody knows. But I'm saying that is a situation that you walked from could have been more serious. Just nobody would have known about it. You see what I'm saying? So like, it ain't just athletes. Well, it happens more to them. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's a much higher concentration around athletes than just me walking around daily.
Yes.
Yeah.
People who, I mean, there's pretty people all over the world, men and women, who things are more advantageous for them just because they're pretty. You know what I mean? But that one time they're in a situation where somebody's like, the pretty doesn't faze them, they might be a little more aggressive thinking, what do you mean? Like everybody else do. But when you're an athlete, you're probably in that situation more times than the average person. So than the average pretty person or famous person or rich person. You see, again, with the days we spent in the bar, we know people that had money that were always aggressive. You know what I mean? Like they were more aggressive because they had more money. They thought that money bought them a certain amount of privilege with the opposite sex, whether they were men or women.
Yeah. And that's my point about being an athlete, is you're conditioned that if I do this, typically the response is going to be like that. It's like Pavlov's dog. I mean, if I do this, then typically the female response is going to be this, and it's usually because I'm a rich, famous athlete, whatever. So
right. I'm rich, I'm famous, and I'm an athlete. You see what I'm saying? That's the athlete is the third part. I'm saying if the famous is the rich part, if I'm rich and I'm good looking, same thing, just nobody knows.
Right.
But if you just happen to be famous for being an athlete or an actor or whatever it is, that adds another level of I should get my way.
Yeah. So I think honestly, Deshaun was probably in at least one or two of these cases surprised that he got turned down. if that's what happened, because that was not the response he was obviously expecting, or he wouldn't have done it.
He ain't go to the right parlor. You know, and I know we can go right there to 35 on Walnut Hill right there in Dallas and get to the right parlor and get you taken care of. Deshaun,
I have no idea where any of that
you don't know, Dave, but Dave, I do, and I ain't never been to the massage parlor.
Okay.
I don't have to, you know, I mean.
Because you're one of the pretty people, right?
Yeah, you know. Well, I might be the most prettiest fat person on the planet. It's a reason why I'm fat, Dave.
Touche.
God knows I wouldn't be crap. I wouldn't be shit if I didn't have this belly. This belly is my thing that brings me down, makes me even out. Without the belly, I'm probably just a rich asshole without the rich.
I'm that every day. All right, still in the NFL. Kenny Golladay signed with the Giants. Not sure what that does for them. I mean, he's a great receiver, but they're so far from good that not sure that really takes him anywhere.
I like Golladay.
I do too.
If people think that he's a number one wide receiver, I don't. I mean, he's a solid number one wide receiver. He's a good number one wide receiver. He's an NFL professional wide receiver, but he don't scare me like Allen Robinson. You don't scare me. You great at your job. You're good at but you don't scare me. DK Math scare me. DK Metcalf keeps defense coordinators up at night. You don't. We just got a game plan for you.
But there's like 5 of those guys there, right? Maybe 5 guys in the NFL that scare you. Thomas Hill, DK Metcalf.
I would say 8 for sure, but maybe even 10 or 12. He ain't one of them. You know what I mean? Like, yes, without a question, when you consider there's 2 wide receivers, we are talking about the top 5%, top 10% of wide receivers. He not in that category to me. And even if you say, well, he is a top 10 receiver, there's still levels to it, right? We know that Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers is on this level, and then there's some pretty good quarterbacks at the second level. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I love Russell Wilson, but I don't think Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers good. That's different level, but he's still pretty damn good. Now,
I think Kenny Golladay is pretty good. I think he could be one of those guys if he's in the right situation. I just don't know if that's the right situation.
He ain't. I mean, well, shit. They got a run game and they got a quarterback on the come. I'm in New York, so let's never forget that people move to. I mean, like, it ain't always football related. LeBron went to LA, and it wasn't because of just basketball. He went to LA because he wanted, movie production or TV production, whatever that is. It's easier to play here, work here, and do this other thing that I want to do here. Remember Chris Canty used to play for the Cowboys, moved to New York, got a deal in New York. Now he all over the radio 8, 9, 10 years later. So people choose teams for different reasons. Jay Novacek used to play for the Cowboys, went and played for the Redskins at the end of his career because he liked being in the Virginia area. He liked the mountains and farming and ranching and all that other crap. That's what his wife wanted to do. So you don't always go to a team just because, well, I think this is the best fit. Yeah, it's the best fit, but it's not just football fit. It's other stuff going on in their life that make you choose a team.
Yeah, New York is one of those destination locations. Like we talked about that before. Maybe there's 4 or 5 destination locations for an athlete. The rest of them are just whoever's paying you. So, all right. So New Orleans, man, some stuff going on there. Taysom Hill versus Jameis Winston.
Ain't no versus. Well, Winston is a better quarterback.
Well, we'll see how that shakes out. But they gave Taysom Hill $160 million, $140 million contract, whatever it was, for 4 years. And of course, we discussed that.
They're voidable.
That's right. They're voidable. You can get out of it after 1 year. But I think it's a prove-it contract for both of them right now. I think they're both on so I don't know what they're going to do. I think they like Taysom Hill, and I think they like Jameis Winston, but they got to clear up the mistakes that he'd made when he was in Tampa, and even some while he was in New Orleans, before they say, hey, look, we think you can be our starter. So, I know who was it? One of the guys in the Brotherhood keeps talking about, I think it's Neil, keeps talking about Jameis because, he passed for 5,000 yards. All those interceptions weren't his fault, which I don't disagree with that. But I've watched him play, and he's made some terrible throws and some terrible decisions. They got to clear that up before they can say, you're going to be our starter for the future.
Winston is better than Taysom Hill. Like, Taysom Hill is a college quarterback playing in the pros. I don't even think he's a quarterback. I think he's a tight end. I think that's his best position. I like what New Orleans Saints has done. He's a weapon. He's never they gave him the money when Drew Brees was still there when they first did the deal, really to appease him. We don't want to lose you, but if we have to go into the season with you, because they wasn't sure if they was going to get Jameis back. He is the backup plan, and he is the backup quarterback. You'll see when the season starts who starts.
Yeah.
It's not even, based on just last week, what I heard Sean Payton say, everything was very pro. He hadn't even signed him yet. He was leaning toward Winston. I understand what Neil is saying about 5,000 yards is 5,000 yards. Some of that is coaching. There is a reason I'm refer to Winston in this way. Bruce Arians has a real flaw in the way that he coaches. Just because you're good, just because you're great, it doesn't mean that you cannot be better. Again, Tom Brady threw a lot of interceptions at the beginning of the season running Bruce Arians' offense. This is the great Tom Brady. Suddenly, when they started running the Patriot stuff, the interceptions fell off. Some of this is coaching. So we will see what Jameis can do with Peyton. Clearly, Peyton is a better, in my opinion, better coach than Bruce Arians is. He went to the Saints. And even through whatever issues they had through Saints, when they was up, and when they kind of come down just a little bit, nobody in New Orleans said, this might not be the guy. Bruce Arians went to Arizona, got to a Super Bowl, and whatever happened, they said, maybe you're not the guy. So he has I think he's a good coach, maybe even borderline great, but he has some kind of flaw in his thought process when it comes to throwing the damn ball. You know what I mean? Like, I know what he's thinking. Hey, I got this bazooka Jameis Winston arm. Let's make it do work. Like, he probably thought Jameis was the perfect dude for his offense, but you know what I mean? Like, Jameis threw to Mike Evans. He had Mike Evans and Mike Evans and Mike Evans. He didn't have the Chris Godwin that we seen last year. He didn't have Gronk. He didn't have 3 running backs.
He had a couple tight ends that were all right. I mean, that he could throw to. They're not Gronk.
They're not even on the team now.
Even you said Gronk is not Gronk. He's Robert Gronkowski, blah, blah, blah.
He got better as the season went. When they started running the New England offense, suddenly he turned closer to Gronk. I'm not going to say he was Gronk, but he sure got a whole lot better when they started running the New England offense.
Well, I don't dislike Jameson. I don't. My jury's still out on him just because, not that I don't believe he has the talent. I gotta, like I said, I've watched him play and he's made some terrible decisions. And like you said, some of that was coaching. Coaches said, hey, you got to throw it here. And he made that decision. And I've seen him make some really awful throws. I mean,
how many bad decisions did he make throwing to Mike Evans? So like, like I say that,
well,
partly and not many. See, we forget. You mean, like, I just heard this guy say the other day, we always give the quarterback too much credit when they win, but when they lose, it's mostly the court. When they win, it's a dependent position. They need people to block. They need people to catch the ball. For example, Josh Allen at Wyoming. I was high on Josh Allen, and people was like, he only completed 56% of his passes. If you watch 2 games of Josh Allen at Wyoming, you will see the ball hit people in their hands. Not their whole catch radius. You'd see balls in this area where anybody should be catching the ball. They just didn't catch it. So, like, people downgraded him, saying he wasn't accurate. The hell are you talking about? He can't throw it and catch it. Now that he's in the pros and there's professional wide receivers, they suddenly catching every damn thing. But he should have been drafted in the top 3 that year, or whoever needed a quarterback, but he's inaccurate. That dude is not inaccurate. I mean, I only saw 1 game, ESPN Ocho or something, but I saw a lot of highlights. You know what I mean? Like, I get bored, go to YouTube. You can watch pretty much anything on YouTube these days, including Preachers by the Preachers. But the dude wasn't inaccurate. He put balls in people's hands, but sometimes we never know. That's why I be watching all them little shows that try to break down everything, because we don't know what goes on. Like, people who have played for previous coaches or worked for a previous coach can tell you the thought process of that coach. That helps, because he should have put the ball here versus here. This how the offense is set up. Wide receiver should have went 3 more yards. Like, all of that matters.
A lot of that is on the receiver. Sometimes they cut too early or too late.
Cut too early. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that.
But and for me, like, What makes a quarterback a great quarterback is the anticipation. I've heard this since I was in high school. One, you throw to an area. You're not necessarily throwing to the wide receiver. Maybe when the play breaks down and you're scrambling, then you might be throwing at a wide receiver. But 9 times out of 10, you're throwing to a specific area and you have to throw the wide receiver open. So like I focus on that all the time when I watch a quarterback. It is the reason why I don't like Mitchell Trubisky, but he's going to do well as a backup in Buffalo. He always has. Well, I mean, they run a system where the quarterback has to run the ball. Let's not forget Josh Allen can run the ball. I was saying that Josh Allen was the white Cam Newton with accuracy. Yeah. So, the dude can run, and that is the offense. The offense in year one of the Bears, Mitchell Trubisky threw for about 3,500 yards, which is a lot for a rookie. He also had about 600-700 yards rushing. And he made the Pro Bowl. The reason why is the coach changed the offense. I know I'm way off on track. This coach did not like that quarterback, did not want that quarterback. So when people, mad at Nagy, only thing we could be mad at Nagy is I heard Wilbon say this coach didn't want to coach that quarterback. And that's the problem. So if the GM should have either not got the quarterback or fired the coach and find a coach that wanted to coach this quarterback. So together as a whole, the whole organization poo-pooed that. It is what it is. Somebody going to see Mitchell Trubisky for what he is. He's a dual threat quarterback. Those are starting to come in fashion in the NFL. He's a dual threat quarterback. This 29 and 21. He will get a second opportunity, but only somewhere where they want to run that kind of offense.
Yeah, and I still don't think he's going to do that well.
He is what he is.
Right.
Is what he is. He is. There are quarterbacks. Well, they're all dependent, but there are other quarterbacks who are extremely dependent. I no doubt in my mind, if Mitchell would have went to the Patriots, we'd have been like, how come he didn't do that with the Bears?
Yeah.
Could he go to? He can't go to Kansas City.
I don't know. Cam went there and didn't do very well either. So
he couldn't go to Kansas City. Well, that's another story. You want to bring up Cam? Let's bring up Cam. When the New England Patriots re-signed Cam and then went out there and got all those players that they signed with all the players that they have returning, they are ultimately telling you what you saw out of Cam was not Cam's fault. Between his coronavirus, between signing late, some of this or a lot of this, I'm going to have to trust in Bill, man. I'm hearing some new stuff coming out. They saying that, Cam was doing what he's doing. And they recognize that Cam is not a playmaker anymore. He's a caretaker of an offense. They trying to put him in a position where he could just caretake the offense and not have to make plays. He had 20 rushing. Was it 12 rushing touchdowns or 20 rushing touchdowns last year? Something that's a lot of rushing touchdowns, even for Cam.
Yeah, but they don't hand the ball off to anybody else when they're within 5 yards. Cam, it's always Cam. Who's going to run it?
It won't be next year. Won't be next year.
We'll see. But I sort of got what I expected out of Cam this year. Maybe a little bit worse actually. So we'll see how it goes next year. Look, they're still keeping him as a starter. So you're right. They don't think it was all.
Not necessarily. Cam might be your backup. See, this is the beautiful thing about this year's NFL.
Who they pick up?
It ain't who they picked up. It's who they gonna pick up. So Cam might be the next. Hey, I'm gonna take care of this offense to your guys. He might turn into
Taysom
8 games. He gonna play 8 games, and then the new guy gonna come in. Might be Mac Jones, might be whoever they decide to draft. Next year, Cam will be on some other team. They're gonna draft a rookie quarterback. Cam gonna play 6 games, and then that new guy. That's gonna be his new. That's gonna be. Well, Fitzmagic can throw that thing though. Fitzmagic. Don't.
That's what happened to him this year.
Yes. But I couldn't say Fitzmagic because, in my opinion, Fitzmagic can actually play the damn quarterback position. I think Fitzmagic got in a situation when he first came in the league. He got with the wrong team, and they kept shifting him around. And then he got into these positions where, well, we like you, but we don't love you. We're drafting a guy to come up behind you. I mean, like even Tyrod Taylor got an opportunity to be the man. Magic has never got the opportunity to play 16, 20, 25 games. Just give me a year and a half. Let me see if I'm the guy. Never. But statistically, when you look at his numbers, his QBR better than Watson's. His passing rating is better than Aaron Rodgers or next to Aaron. Like the dude statistically, not the yards, but in some cases the yards too. The dude can play the damn quarterback position. He just ain't been in the right spot. And you would think, you know what I mean? Like, and every time he goes to a new team, I'm thinking, I see what he's thinking. I see in his mind, he thinking, this is a place where I'll be able to. The dude got a Harvard education, so I'm pretty sure he done sized these things up and realized. But then people just changed their mind. Like there was no reason to put Tua in last year. There was none. He didn't do anything wrong. Like I feel him.
They were playing well.
Man, that would hurt me, brother, if that was me, man. I felt his pain. They went 10-6, and they went 10-6 with Tua not playing well. They could have been 11-5, maybe 12-4 if they'd have just stuck with Fitzmagic. Yeah. No, they just had to run out there. We got to put out our new prize out here. The man wasn't ready. I still believe in Tua, but he wasn't ready. And your team, oh my gosh, I heard Bill Parcells say this. There's 53. I have a responsibility to all 53 guys. Like, you don't even, this is the NFL. I don't even know if I'm going to be here next year. So I'm worried about this year only, and I got to be responsible for all 53 guys. There's people on ESPN and Fox slamming the Bears for signing Andy Dalton because they're trying to save their job by winning now. No, maybe they're worried about Khalil Mack. Maybe they're worried about the 2-3 other guys on defense. This play. It's not just about their job. Yes, and by all means, how dare they worry about protecting their own job? I protect my paycheck every day I go to work. What's wrong with that? But there's people on the Bears roster that want to win, that is trying to win. There is more than just the quarterback. But out of those 53 people, you got to assume 40, 45 of them want to win, trying to win. And the other ones are just trying to stay in the league. So that responsibility is to them. Let's go out. Hey, we got it wrong. We screwed up. We got it. Let's go out and get the best quarterback we can get. They tried every damn thing they could to get Russell Wilson. When I heard about all them picks, I was like, I can't be mad no more. I can't be mad. They did what they were supposed to do.
They offered a boatload.
Back to what I was saying. All these quarterbacks got $10 million, $12 million, $14 million deals. That means your job is not secure. You know what I mean? Like the person who makes the most money will always get the most opportunities to fail. If you, Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, what's the other guy just signed for $10 million? That job is not yours. Even if they say you the starter, you're going to still have to, they, by the way, about to ship Nick Foles back to Philadelphia. Still not your job. It's your job for now. Because starting quarterbacks make a minimum of $22 million. Part of the reason they don't make that money because the salary cap went down. It's not enough money to move around to get everybody. You know what I mean? Like to get all. Doesn't matter. If they loved you, they would show you the love. Like Dak Prescott finally got. That's like marriage right there. That's marriage. You give me 30, 45, 50. That's marriage. But 22 million mean we like you a lot. 10 million mean we'll see. And a lot of these cats got those deals. If you're a quarterback and got a $10 million deal, whether they tell you the starter or you the backup, they may be drafting your replacement in the draft. But you got to have somebody on the roster to tell free agents, yeah, this is the quarterback. This is the guy we're going with.
Oh, money says that.
Yeah, but you got to have.
You pay Dak $40 million that says we're going with this guy.
Yes, but if we pay Andy Dalton $12 million, it says we have a quarterback. Yeah. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's cool though. I mean, because honestly, I think Dalton can be better than Mitch. Definitely, I think he's a lot better than Mitch. Maybe he's not. I don't know if he's Hall of Fame or not, but he's better than you had, and I think he can guide your team to a few more wins than it had, while you still got a pretty good defense.
I agree. Mitchell Trubisky is Jameis Winston without the arm talent.
Yeah.
It's in the mistakes you make is here. You, you know what I mean? Like, and no matter how physical football is, if you're the quarterback, especially if you're the quarterback, you need to play with this first. Tom Brady has already proved to you folks, you don't have to be physically great at nothing, because he isn't. He played with this. If you're the quarterback, like, it's not even that hard. So we're hoping, where I'm hoping, Neil Hall is hoping, where we believe that that's what Sean Payton will do. He'll get Jameis to use this and a lot less of this.
Well, I hope you're right. Like I said, I don't dislike Jameis. I just, man, I've seen him play. I've watched a lot of his games, and he's just got to improve his decision making and a little bit with the arm.
No doubt.
So, but Andy Dalton, I think Andy Dalton gives you the guys the opportunity to have a decent quarterback there while you really try to get a franchise quarterback in line. And some of the guys on the Brotherhood were saying the other day, look, who was it? The quarterback they were talking about is the best quarterback you've ever had in franchise history, and he still wasn't that great. You guys have not had a string of Hall of Fame quarterbacks by any means, none.
But Jay Cutler is still the most talented quarterback that we have had in history. There was a year was it a year or two with Jim Miller, and we talking about the Air Bears. We had Curtis Conway, a wide receiver, I believe. Jim Miller was out there throwing for 400 yards a game. Like, you know what I mean? Is Jay Cutler, Sid Luckman, Jim McMahon, probably in that order of good. Come on, that's not that great, brother.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, in 100 years of football, you the most winning French franchise in NFL, or second probably at this point, and you ain't never had a quarterback worth. We have one Hall of Fame quarterback.
Will give you time to actually really work on that problem and not try to be bringing in something.
I don't think so.
Mitch Trubisky.
I don't think so, because just like Dalton knows, I'm just here for the year.
Right.
Because all of this changes. Everybody getting fired next year.
So maybe in the draft this year, you guys pick up somebody that can be that guy, and he's behind Dalton for a year learning.
Yeah, and that would be stupid.
Why?
In my opinion, because the next guy might not want him. The next GM and the next coach don't want that guy. What if they got a whole nother system? So I've been saying this for years. The problem is ownership. The problem is that Virginia McCaskey married the damn lawyer, Virginia Hallis McCaskey, granddaughter of
George
Papa
House.
Bear Hallis, married the damn lawyer, and he just do lawyer stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he looks at the bottom line. We still got a whole lot of money. We still making money. He don't necessarily make decisions, you know what I mean, like the Rooneys at Pittsburgh. Like, hire these people, hire the right people, put them in place, and let them do their job. Sometimes they pick people that's just not right. Like, I'm not down on Ryan Pace as much. Most of us are down on Ryan Pace because you didn't pick Deshaun Watson. But we don't know, and we always say that. I'm gonna stay with that because I believe Deshaun Watson was the guy. I don't care about Patrick Mahomes because none of us, except for the Kansas City Chiefs, knew that Patrick Mahomes was Patrick Mahomes. So I hate when people say
Trubisky.
Watson.
I think you could tell he wasn't ready for that. I mean,
I would have never drafted Mitch Trubisky again because I study a lot of Bill Parcells stuff. That could be good or bad, but that's the guy I roll with. You don't draft quarterbacks that only played 20 games. I'm the same guy.
Right.
Not going to draft Michael Vick. You only played 20 games. Like, I want a 3-year starter. I want somebody to play 3-year start. If you don't start 3 years, then I need to do more research on you. You have to have taken some snaps, a lot of significant snaps. And even all the Trubisky's games that he played at North Carolina, listen, he only came out because he wasn't going to beat out the guy that was behind him.
Right.
He would have still been there. But he just didn't. You didn't even start. I say 20 games. I think he only played 20 games. I'm not even sure if he started 20 games.
Yeah.
So it was a whole lot of reasons for me that was a no. You know what I mean? I go by, like I say, I use my Bill Parcells playbook all the time. Be like, nope, they don't check this box. Nope, he don't check this box. You need to check off, if it's 20 boxes, I need you to check off on 15 of them. Trubisky might have checked off on one.
Yeah, I will never, ever, ever understand that pick. And a lot of the analysts and stuff like that didn't either. And that's how it worked out with Chicago. It's just not very well.
And I'm saying there's no need. Don't pick a quarterback now. Don't pick a quarterback now in the second, third round.
If he's a good one, though, man, I mean, he's got to be somebody your coach and GM can work with.
But they not going to be there, Dave.
I'm talking about the next one.
But that next one is not there now. So, okay, I see what you say. I see what you say.
You tell me if you got Deshaun Watson and you have a change of coach. Yeah. Like if you had got Deshaun Watson and the coach and the GM had changed the year after you drafted Deshaun Watson, the next guy should be able to work with Deshaun.
Yes. You find a guy that can – first of all, you just go to Deshaun and give him what Houston didn't. Who you like?
Yeah.
Like, who you like? Let's see if we can get them. You know what I mean? Give me some input. But ultimately, they're not going to be there. Like, the only way the Bears, Andy Dalton, the coach, and the GM all come back, they're going to need to be 11-5 and win one playoff game, which I don't think, they're going to need to actually win. Yeah, they got to win one because they went to the playoffs last year because of the expanded playoff format. But you're going to actually have to get in the playoffs and win one. Or I don't care how many games they win. They're going to be like Marty Schottenheimer. You're going to get fired after winning 12 games, 11 games. They need to win in the playoffs, and they need to be convincingly. It can't be. I don't dislike Matt Nagy. We can say whatever we want to say about Matt Nagy. Mitchell Trubisky is your quarterback, and you didn't want him, right? The dude you got didn't work out either because you really wanted Foles. That didn't work out for you either, but you still managed to still be a winning head coach in this league, and that's something to say for that. You know what I mean? Like, we can say whatever we want to say. A lot of stuff sucks. Sometimes a lot of the coach's decision to throw the ball here or run the ball there. A lot of it sucks. But he still got a winning record as a head coach. There's a whole lot of coaches that ain't got that. But when you mess up the quarterback, it's like being Deshaun Watson in a masseuse parlor. That's a bad look, brother. We gonna have to do. We got to do something with you. He deserved to get another coaching gig. I believe Ryan Pace deserved to get another GM gig. But your time here in Chicago is done. We are done with you. We need to move on to something else.
Y'all need to split up and go different directions.
All because you messed up the quarterback.
Yeah. All right. So that was lots of NFL quarterbacks. So NBA, moving on to NBA. LeBron is out indefinitely with a high ankle sprain.
That means one game. We're talking about LeBron.
I know. So he's out, and Anthony Davis is out. And Davis is going to probably be out another 2 or 3 weeks at least. So
Davis should play again to the playoffs start. That's just
you know what? I think that's what's good. That's was my next thing is like I think this is miraculously all going to clear itself up right when the playoffs start, and so they're all freshly rested. Yeah,
injury prone. Dave, Lord, I stopped drafting Anthony Davis on my fantasy team. I had him 2 years in a row. Yeah. This was way back in his third and fourth season. I'm like, I will never touch this dude again. I mean, you know what? Your best ability is availability. He don't have it. He doesn't have it. He has never had it. He's never going to have it. I feel bad. You know what I mean? You know, I love my Chicago people, but I'm going to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. If the Lakers think that when LeBron is done, that they're going to build around Anthony Davis, they're in trouble.
Yeah. I think that, like a lot of people have been talking about, and I think they might pick up Andre Drummond. I think Cleveland's going to have to buy him out. They can't trade him. I really wish Cuban would get involved in that and bring Drummond down here and get rid of KP, but that's not going to happen. So
I believe Lakers getting Drummond or Aldridge, one of the two, and either way, I think that makes them the favorite.
Yeah. So I think everything's magically going to clear itself up. It's going to be like the Spurs. Everybody rests until the playoffs, and then they actually really start playing.
Yeah.
So, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. But I hope Drummond doesn't go to the Lakers. I'd love to see him here. But if not here, somewhere else besides the Lakers.
I know you don't want him to go to the Lakers, but, you know, my best friend told me that nobody ever signs with Dallas. So I'm going to go with it.
That's true. Well, we can trade for him, but if we traded for him, it's like a rental. He's not going to stay here because he's on the last year of his contract. So
what would you be willing to try it though? But I think that's the risk. Is who just did that and it worked out perfectly for them. They took the risk and then he signed. It didn't work out for Toronto. It worked out for Toronto. Well, it depends. They did get a championship out of it. If you leave after that, I guess you just shake your hand and say, "Man, I appreciate you. Thank you. Going about your business."
Thanks for your help.
That ain't gonna happen if he Dallas. If you get Drummond, you still ain't gonna win it.
No, we're not gonna win it. So if we got Drummond, it would have to be because he's signing a contract here and gonna stay.
Who do they want? What are you gonna give them?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you don't want to give up anything significant for somebody who might not sign. So it's not like you're going to say, yeah, we'll give you KP and then we'll take back Drummond, and then Drummond leaves at the end of the year and you don't have KP and you don't have Drummond. So you're not going to do that.
They got to give up some picks. It ain't like they that great at it. You know what I mean? According to you, that they're not that great, but to me, you draft Dirk Nowitzki, and then his career ends, and you draft Luka. So I don't understand why you.
And in between there, you had a pile of crap.
Isn't that everybody though?
No.
The Bulls drafted Michael Jordan, and then what we get in between?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to your draft so much.
We got a motorcycle riding Jason Williams.
Scottie Pippen.
Out of there. He was during the era of Michael Jordan. So I'm just saying, once
Jordan he was after Jordan, though.
Okay, I understand.
You got a Hall of Famer after Jordan.
But what I'm saying, he was with Jordan though during the Jordan. It's not the Pippen era was like 2 years. That's what I'm trying to get at. So after the Jordan era, we got a bum ass Elton Brand. We got to stop drafting Duke people. That's just what it come down to. We got Jason Williams, one ride his motorcycle, which, by the way, he apologizes almost all the time. Yeah. He'd be like, man, I was so wrong for getting on that motorcycle. It messed up my career. It was unfair to the organization, blah, blah, blah. Good for you, Jason. But you set us back. We got Elton Brand. I can't even.
Wasted number 3 pick.
Chad Hutchison. Just recently here in the draft, we just drafted a defensively, Patrick Williams is a beast. But not at number 3, bro. Not at number 3. We need somebody to put that thing in the hoop.
I'm saying in 20 years between Dirk and Luka, you got to find somebody that can contribute. And we had Josh, what's his name? Josh Howard in 2004 we drafted. He contributed for.
They did that perfectly. They drafted two Dobermans to come out there to rebound, to play basketball. Yeah. As soon as they got to the point where they wasn't good, they got rid of them. So I don't know what you're saying. That was perfect pick.
So that's the only guy. I mean, Josh Howard is the only one I can think of that actually was a solid contributor that we've drafted since. Well, we didn't even draft Dirk Nowitzki. So I mean, we traded for him on draft night, okay, but he was not drafted. Yeah,
that's the same thing. Now you want to be mad because
you can
be mad at Cuban.
I'm counting Dirk.
You can be mad at Cuban for not taking Giannis when the GM said we should take Giannis. Okay. So you want to fire the dude that said Giannis. We got to take this guy right here, Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban said, no, we're gonna take somebody else. You can't be trying to fire that dude.
Oh, you can't. If you look at his picks, you can.
But Giannis would have been my pick.
Okay, but Giannis wasn't. He's got to stand up to that honor.
No, what you do is quit.
Okay.
That's what. If
I'm not having this guy on my record. I'm not having it on my record that I let Giannis go. Okay.
I would have let it all play out. But as soon as by the time Giannis got to his second or third year, I'd have resigned my post on that principle. This is the guy I wanted. You know what I mean? Because I can go find a better job. I'm pretty sure, I just don't think he wanted to leave Dallas. Because at that point, there was other teams that would say, hey, you know what you're doing about this drafting thing, man. We gonna put, he can leave right now. He can be like, yep, I did the Dirk deal. Would have got Giannis. I drafted Luka Doncic. Somebody give me some money.
In 20 years, 3 players. I just he hasn't done enough for me. I'm telling you, you got to do one every 3 to 5 years. You got to do one guy who's a contributor, can score 20 points a night every 3 to 5 years. And you got to have at least two of them on the same team at the same time.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
I don't disagree. Drummond to the Lakers.
Come on, Andre. Come down to Dallas. If we get a guy who can average 12 boards a night and maybe a couple blocks.
I hear he likes the beach,
12,
baby.
15 points. Yeah.
I hear he likes the beach.
Who doesn't? Yeah. Dallas is not a destination location. That's what we talk about it all the time. Destination location.
But the strangest thing is, when they get there, though, they see what all of us other people who have moved to Dallas. We see how great it is, but they don't know it until they get there. Once they get to Dallas, they realize, oh man, this is nice. Dallas is a great place, but they don't know until they get there. It's just one of those things you have to experience for yourself.
Yeah, and it's true. You know, Cuban started that whole thing. It's like, I'm going to make this locker room like a paradise. I'm going to have recliners and then, so that was like, oh, let me check out Dallas, man. They really like their players. And then everybody else started doing that, and any advantage we had just went right out the window. So it was back to the same old situation.
Right.
So,
University of Oregon has a better locker room than the Mavs right now.
Yeah.
Everybody, University of Texas got one. They don't do nothing with it.
So I guess Cuban needs to upgrade because, he started that trend and then I guess he got behind.
Well, one of the things I think he should do is the same thing that Jerry did. Build a practice facility. Like, to me, I think the star that they built out there I think that'd is cool. Super, super smart. Build a practice facility closer to where most of the players live. You know what I mean? That they could, I think he's doing so. Yeah. I mean, but the man made a lot of money coming from nothing or almost nothing. So it's hard to argue with what he's done so far.
Yeah.
But he still need to call us so we can get him some ideas. Cause again, just cause you're great don't mean you can't be better.
That's right. I mean, Seth Curry was my idea a few years ago, and he worked out pretty well. And then they let him go, and then he came back and worked out really well again.
Did they draft Seth?
No. Oh, okay. But they pulled him out of the G League. He came up. He was in the G League for a while, just scoring like 21 to 25 points a game.
And he chose the Mavericks?
No. He went to Golden State or did something.
And
they let him go. They let him go, and then the Mavericks signed him after that.
He chose the Mavericks. You said they don't get nobody.
But he's not like guys like that. I'm talking about top tier guys, or even second tier guys. They never. Seth Curry is not a second tier. Maybe he might be a third tier guy. He's a role player.
I don't know what a second tier guy is, man. That dude.
Well, he's like your Steve Carr. The guy comes out and hits 15 points on a given night.
His 3-point percentage is extremely high. I don't know
it's awesome.
I don't know what tier that puts you on, but I know that's high.
Well, but it wasn't always that way. That's just been the last couple of years.
It was always
pretty good.
First 2 years he wasn't great, but neither was Stephen Curry either. First 2 years, Steph Curry was almost out this league. That was going to be his only deal. And then Stephen Curry turned into Steph Curry.
Yeah. But anyway, he's, like I said, he's not a top tier guy. I'm talking about top tier free agents don't come here. So
I don't view Drummond as a top tier free agent though. Like you can't. It doesn't score.
It's like 17, 18 points a night, man.
Every time I say that, I'd be like, dang, yes, he does. I don't know.
I have to explain this to you every time.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's stats overload, and I'm thinking of the wrong 7-foot dude that played. What am I thinking of? Hassan Whiteside? I think that's what. I might be thinking of Hassan Whiteside, guy that rebounds and defends. My bad, Drummond, man. My bad.
That's like the third time you apologize.
My bad, bro. When you get to LA, baby, the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is on me. I got you.
Sure. Yeah, he's a 2020 waiting to happen any given night.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, really not that great, just by the way. Not that great.
So why are you insulting Andre Drummond? I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you a mediocre chicken and waffles.
Anybody else might think it's great. But I had the Obama special when I went. Not that great.
So if you take it for chicken and waffles, where's the best place to take him then?
in Los Angeles, I don't know. That's what I know. That's what I try. So, and that's what everybody else believe to be good. So I'm gonna take you to Roscoe's, get you some chicken and waffles.
Right on.
You come to Vegas? Now you come to Vegas, I can take you to get some chicken and waffles, baby. You know what I mean? Go to Shea Ray.
Shea Ray.
Yeah, best player.
All right. All right, so that's all I got on NBA, man. Trade deadline's coming up this week. We'll see what happens. I don't think there's going to be any big movers, but we'll see what happens. Drummond will stay put. They either have to buy him out or, that's their only option. So that's it. So you got anything for You Suck?
My You Suck is the same as Ray's Reminiscence. I'm just saying a prayer right now for the death of Shaka Smart. That's all I got. Shaka, you suck.
And I got one for You Suck, and Netflix. I've said this many times before, but once again, I'm going to say this a final time, because Netflix, you suck. And I tell you what, because I've already canceled my membership. But I have been enjoying my Amazon Fire Stick so much. I have had nonstop things to watch. I have not sat there and said, "Oh, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch that." I've got nonstop stuff to watch from all the apps on my Fire Stick, and I will probably never go back to Netflix.
Shout out to Albert.
Yeah, thank you, Albert, my man. I really appreciate that. I bought that, sent it to him. He hooked me up with all the apps on it. Tubi, like some free TV. IMDb has got an app for that. I didn't know that. There's one called Tubi. There's one called a whole bunch of other stuff, whatever it is. But it's free stuff to watch and just nonstop stuff that I like to watch, like British comedies and all that kind of stuff that you can't find on Netflix. You can't find on Hulu. So that's right. No, they're much more lowbrow than that. They're very somewhat lowbrow. There's a show called Plebs. Plebs, about these three cats that live in Rome, these 20-something guys that live in Rome, but it's like from the year 30 BC. So like they're living in Rome and they're always trying to get laid and trying to get, all this kind of, it's like a sitcom with 20-something year old guys, but it's in all the situations are in Rome in 30 BC. So it's
is that like Jack Black's Year One?
No, it's so much funnier than that. I mean, there's moments I'm sitting on the couch just laugh out loud.
Year One wasn't funny to you?
I didn't say it wasn't funny. I said
funnier, much funnier. My bad.
So you got to check that out, man. It is so hilarious.
Can't watch
there's three guys in there, man. It's just really, really funny.
Can't watch it. The accent throws me off unless somebody getting shot or she's hot. Other than that,
there's some hot chicks in it.
All right. What is it on again? I might have to get it. I might have to get a Fire Stick, man, because whatever you're talking about, I'm pretty sure I don't have that app.
That one's on Tubi TV, Tubi.
Oh, that's a free one.
Yeah, it's a free one. So anyway, there you go. Like the first 3 seasons were on Netflix, but all 5 seasons are on Tubi. So even better. So goodbye, Netflix. Probably I'll never see you again. You can delete my queue. I know, there's been times that I sign up again or whatever. My queue's still there. You can go ahead and delete it. It's all good.
I promise everybody that you will mention Netflix again, just like I will assume Andre Drummond does not score points. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Boy, you messed that up about as much as I messed up Andre Drummond and his 17 points.
I might mention Netflix again, but it's going to be a long time. Like before, I went like 3 or 4 months, and then I signed back up again just to see if they, added to any of the series that I was watching or whatever.
Well, since we talking about TV, I'm about to go watch on the Disney app. I'm about to go watch. What's that?
Raya and the Dragon.
Huh?
Raya and the Dragon, or
no?
WandaVision. We can watch.
No. I'm done with WandaVision. Oh my
Mandalorian.
God. So wasn't bad. Wasn't good. No. The new joint, man. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I'm finna go watch that right now before basketball already started. But I'm gonna watch that. Probably make some steak and some eggs, some bacon, some mashed potato. Oh, shoot. I still got something in the oven. I need to go. All right. And that's the show. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe and hit like it. If you don't like it, go ahead and hit subscribe. Anyway, it ain't going to hurt nothing. But really, we just appreciate you listening to us talk about our life and sports and our life through sports on the internet or your radio or your Bluetooth speakers. We don't do it to be attention seekers. We just two brothers talking about sports, better known to you as preachers from the bleachers.
You stole my line, man.
I know, but I gotta go. I got something in the oven for real.
Later.